Coming up now on your spoiler-free wrestling news rundown, the battle lines have been drawn in the Bullet Club versus Guerrillas of Destiny angle. We've also got all the news from the New Japan Cup this weekend, and also news from elsewhere around the wrestling world. Subscribe to Spoiler-Free Wrestling for all your wrestling news. It was a huge weekend for both Bullet Club and the Guerrillas of Destiny, and it has also been confirmed that the latter is no longer part of the former. Tama Tonga and Tangaloa returned to Japan on Sunday to take part in the New Japan Cup. It was the first time we have seen the Guerrillas of Destiny in Japan since Jay White turned on them in Impact Wrestling. This past month has been a confusing time for the faction, with members not knowing if they should throw the too sweet hand signal up high or down low, but that has all been determined now. Before we get to everything that went down in the New Japan Cup tour this weekend, let's jump straight to Tama Tonga's match against Evil on Sunday. Things took a turn in the match after Dick Togo pulled the referee out of the ring just as Tama Tonga seemingly had Evil pinned. The other members of House of Torture also got involved as well, but then it looked as though Taiji Ishimori and El Phantasmo had come out to make the save. But then Taiji Ishimori and El Phantasmo turned on Tama Tonga as well, giving him a double super kick, then rolling the referee back in the ring. Evil then gave Tama the Everything is Evil and got the 3 count to eliminate Tama from the New Japan Cup, and Evil advances. And I guess turning on Tama Tonga together has caused El Phantasmo and Taiji Ishimori to put their differences aside. Over the last little while, we've seen the two bicker at each other in the ring, all based on El Phantasmo's inability to throw a super kick. And El Phantasmo has felt that way recently because it was exposed during Wrestle Kingdom that he had been loading up his boot with a metal plate. Well, El Phantasmo got over his fear of giving people super kicks, and he gave Tama Tonga a big super kick along with Taiji Ishimori on the New Japan Cup this weekend. Now, Jado has stayed loyal to the Guerrillas of Destiny. He's been wearing a Guerrillas of Destiny t-shirt on the New Japan Cup tour. He tried to rescue Tama Tonga. He took out everybody with the kendo stick. But then Chase Owens and Bad Luck Fale hit the ring, and they also turned on Tama Tonga. Fale turning on Tonga, considering that they are cousins and both founding members of Bullet Club, is a big deal and not something I think a lot of people saw coming. Tangaloa came out to help, but the numbers worked against the Guerrillas of Destiny, and Fale took out Tangaloa with a grenade. Then the united members of Bullet Club piled the Guerrillas of Destiny on top of each other and continued to beat them down. Then a smiling and applauding Gato came out and would hit his longtime friend and tag team partner Jado in the face with a shot from a pair of brass knuckles. So Gato and Jado have split as well in all of this. Jado, the only one staying loyal to the Guerrillas of Destiny. And with that, the battle sides have been drawn. On one side, there are the Guerrillas of Destiny, including Jado, and on the other side is absolutely everyone else in Bullet Club. And earlier on the tour, Chase Owens had been on commentary and had actually said that Bad Luck Fale, Taiji Ishimori, the people in Bullet Club Japan were siding with Jay White, but I think a lot of people didn't know whether or not to believe him. But that definitely appears to be the case now. And the storyline appears to be the Guerrillas of Destiny positioned as baby faces, as the good guys, fighting back against Bullet Club, even though they have precious few numbers on their side and Bullet Club is united once again. This was a huge moment in the history of Bullet Club, and then one that will be mentioned for years, even decades to come. So seemingly, it is only Tama Tonga and Tangaloa and Jado on the one side, but one has to wonder where Hikuleo stands in all of this. And conveniently enough, Hikuleo hasn't wrestled a match since before Jay White turned on the Guerrillas of Destiny in Impact Wrestling. The last time that Hikuleo wrestled a match was on the New Japan Strong tapings from Los Angeles on February 17th, 2 days before Jay White would turn on the Guerrillas of Destiny. Hikuleo defeated Kevin Knight on that show, and conveniently enough, that match aired on Saturday's edition of New Japan Strong. One has to wonder how Hikuleo is going to respond to all of this. Now, I'm assuming he will side with his older brothers, but after seeing Bad Luck Fale turn on the Guerrillas of Destiny, I'm not too sure. We will just have to wait and see what happens when Hikuleo does return to New Japan Pro Wrestling. But let's go over the other results from the New Japan Cup this weekend. On Saturday and Sunday, the second round of the tournament would conclude. And so now this week we move into round number 3, the Sweet 16, if you will. So on Saturday, Zack Sabre Jr. defeated Dookie. The Great Okan defeated Taiji Ishimori, so another Bullet Club member eliminated from the tournament there. Will Ospreay defeated El Phantasmo in a great match, so El Phantasmo eliminated as well. Then in the main event on Saturday, Sonata defeated Aaron Hanare. So now let's move on to the full results from Sunday's show. And Sunday's show will go down as a very big night in the history of Bullet Club. So in the fifth match, Chase Owens defeated Tiger Mask. So Chase Owens advances to the final 16 in the New Japan Cup. Good for him. And Shingo Takagi defeated Tangaloa, eliminating Tangaloa from the tournament. However, Tangaloa put in a good showing, and the commentary really played up on how the future is bright for Tangaloa. Tangaloa came out to the ring. He originally put up his hands in the too sweet signal, but then sort of took them down as if to say, like, oh, I normally give the too sweet hand signal, but now I'm not. So he made a big play with that. Tangaloa, good showing against Takagi, but he was eliminated. And as we just mentioned, Evil, after lots of outside interference, defeated Tama Tonga, eliminating him from the New Japan Cup. And in the main event, Hiromu Takahashi scored a pinfall over Minoru Suzuki, so he moves on to the next round of the tournament. Tama Tonga was active on social media following the events of Sunday's New Japan Cup show in responding to a clip of what went down. Tama Tonga just wrote, "You too," and then tagged Bad Luck Fale, a little similar to what Julius Caesar said to Brutus when all of the Roman senators attacked him. And he also posted this image of the Ides of March. Of course, that's March 15th, but it came a little bit early for Tama Tonga. And he also just posted this profile pic, which is nothing but a little bit of blood dripping down, probably signifying that Tama Tonga is coming for blood. He sent a specific message to the one-time honorary Tongan Chase Owens, calling him a spineless coward who will stand for nothing and fold for anyone. You'll get yours tenfold, I promise. And Tonga, of course, after the show, lamented about how he had sacrificed everything for Bullet Club. He'd given the last 9 years of his career to Bullet Club, and this is what he gets in return. So Tama Tonga, as much as this is upsetting for his wrestling character, in reality, this is a huge opportunity for both Tama Tonga and Tangaloa, a chance to break out on their own. After 9 years, Tama Tonga is going to have a chance to play the babyface, play the underdog, rallying against the much larger Bullet Club faction. And we'll just have to see what is in store for Tama Tonga, Tangaloa, Jado, and possibly Hikuleo in the near future. Let us know what you think is going to happen in the Guerrillas of Destiny and Bullet Club rivalry, who you're cheering for, who you're loyal to. We want to hear it. Let us know in the comments section. So the Guerrillas of Destiny will remain on the New Japan Cup Tour, and they will be positioned against members of Bullet Club moving forward, and they'll team along with Jado. We'll have results from the Monday and Tuesday shows on the video that we put out on Wednesday. Here is the lineup for the third round of the New Japan Cup. So on Monday, This will have happened by the time most of you listen to this. However, we will report on it on Wednesday. Kazuchika Okada will take on Taichi. Also, Hiroki Goto will take on Shima. On Tuesday, Hiroshi Tanahashi will take on Tetsuya Naito. And Jeff Cobb will take on Yoshihashi. Then they'll have the day off on Wednesday. And on Thursday, we'll see the Great Okan against Zack Sabre Jr., Sonata versus Will Ospreay. And then on Friday, we'll see Shingo Takagi take on Chase Owens and Evil taking on Hiromu Takahashi. And unfortunately, there was two pieces of very bad news that also came out this weekend. The first is that Scott Hall, as of this recording, is on life support at a hospital in Georgia. He suffered serious complications as a result of hip surgery that he had to repair a broken hip. A blood clot got loose, and he suffered 3 heart attacks on Saturday. And unfortunately, Kevin Nash then announced to the world recently that the plans are for Hall to be taken off of life support once his family has all had a chance to be together. I mean, Scott Hall's contributions to the wrestling world are immense. He was a major player in the Monday Night Wars of the late 1990s. Of course, a founding member of the New World Order. Talk about influences that Bullet Club has. I mean, especially early Bullet Club, heavily influenced by the New World Order, as well as NWO Japan, the Two Sweet Hand Signals, and many other things are an homage to the New World Order and things that Scott Hall brought to wrestling. So this is a very sad time for a lot of wrestling fans. Of course, it's a very tragic time for the family and friends of Scott Hall. The other bit of bad news this weekend happened on SmackDown on Friday night. Big E was taking an overhead belly-to-belly suplex from Ridge Holland. He landed on his head and had to be stretchered out. It was later revealed that he did suffer a broken neck. However, he had feeling in his digits and was seemingly in good spirits after the injury. They did determine that he suffered fractures in his C1 and C6 vertebrae. However, they are not displaced, and he didn't have any damage to his spinal cord. He also didn't have any ligament damage. So the good news for Big E is that his injury won't require surgery. However, a broken neck is always a very serious injury and something very difficult to come back from. So I know many of you do not watch WWE Raw. However, tonight's a fairly important episode. They will be coming from the ViStar Veterans Memorial Arena in Jacksonville, Florida. Of course, Jacksonville is the home city for all elite wrestling. They do mini shows out of Daly's Place there, and it is where Tony Khan is located. Of course, his family owns the Jacksonville Jaguars. So just 2 things officially announced for this week's show. Kevin Owens is going to respond to Steve Austin. And also RK Bro are going to throw a tag team title celebration after regaining the Raw Tag Team Championships last week. But one has to wonder about the current free agency status of one Cody Rhodes. Now, Cody Rhodes is a free agent. It's not clear if he's going to sign with WWE, if he's going to sign with another company. There are rumors he's got multiple offers on the table. If he does sign with WWE, however, one might consider tonight's Raw in Jacksonville as an ideal place for him to show up. However, nothing is concrete as it concerns Cody Rhodes and where he's going to end up. All that is known really is that he's a free agent with multiple offers on the table. But that's going to do it for this video, everyone. Subscribe to Spoiler Free Wrestling for all your wrestling news.